Hey guys, Morgan the Rebellious Reviewer. We talk about music, books, movies, shows, and video games. And today, we're gonna be taking a look at the newest album from Gunna. It's titled DS4Ever.
Push a P, I'm push a P, push a P, I'm push a P, yeah. Push a P, I'm push a P, push a P, I'm push a P, yeah.
Now, I was originally planning on reviewing this the same day as Dawn FM by The Weeknd, since the two albums are currently fighting over chart dominance. However, I decided to postpone the review for Dawn FM because of reasons that I will explain when I do review that album. For now, let's talk about Gunna. Now, Gunna is a rapper I'm familiar with for two reasons. One, David Rowe's reaction to his last album, Wanna, and two, his collaborations with rappers like Lil Baby and Young Thug. Up until recently, I'd never listened to a full album from Gunna, or even a full solo track from him. In fact, if this album had come out a couple of years ago, I wouldn't even be giving it a chance. However, as of recently, I've been trying to be more open-minded about trap rap, so I'm giving this a chance. How is it? Well, it's not as bad as younger me thought Gunna was. The whole album has a bit of a cold, wintry mood to it, which I do like. The overall vibe of this album is incredible, in fact. However, as good as some of these beats are, they do get a little bit monotonous after a while. For example, the song Life of Sin sounds almost exactly like Pushin' P. The only difference is Pushin' P has a nice, sort of eerie-sounding synth, which makes it the better song of the two. Another problem I have with this album is that a lot of the songs are trying so hard to sound cold that they abandon any sense of decent melody. This is especially true of the thudding beat on I Don't Know That Bitch and the boring South to West. Other songs are just plain boring, like Flooded, for example, which is slow and dull. Despite my criticisms, I won't deny that this album has some cool beats on it. Pushin' P is a banger with its eerie synth and energetic percussion. How You Did That has a really pretty flute loop. Thought I Was Playing has a cool guitar riff. And Private Island almost sounds like the ambient trap that Gunna was doing on his first album, and it sounds lovely. My favorite beat on here is the song Livin' Wild, which samples a Keith Sweat and LL Cool J song, and it sounds beautiful. Even the more standard trap songs sound decent on here. The song 25K Jacket, for example, has a really catchy beat that's great to nod your head to, even if it is a standard trap beat. Other examples include Poochie Gown, which has a nice, sort of eerie vibe to it, courtesy of Southside and Metro Boomin, even if the content does not match that vibe at all. Whatever. And A Lot of Cake is also really nice with its great groove. In other words, production-wise, this album is actually pretty good. So how does Gunna himself do? Well, he does better than I expected, I'll say that for him. Especially on the song Livin' Wild, where he actually abandons the whole brag rap thing and talks about serious issues like police brutality and addiction in a way that's actually emotionally gripping. There are also a few tracks near the end where Gunna gets genuinely introspective. Yes, you heard that right. Missing Me, for example, is a song about Gunna getting his heart broken, Die Alone is a song about how Gunna is afraid he'll die alone, even though he's rich and famous. And so the first half of So Far Ahead Empire, which is about Gunna's come up, and it's done in a way that actually has detail. However, most of these songs are just standard bragging. Sometimes there's a deeper meaning to the bragging, like on Life of Sin, where Gunna admits to the darker side of that lifestyle. But most of the time it's just bragging because, hey, I'm awesome, look at me. When I was younger, I would have hated this, but now I usually don't mind it. I say usually because the song Mop is ridiculously stupid. I mean, there's a line in this song about coming on a girl's face so that she looks like a cow. That may be the stupidest thing I've heard all day. Even the song Pushin' P, which is my favorite song on this entire album because of the beat, even it has some stupid lyrics, like that Pesbian line from Future, and the title, Pushin' P? Dude, that sounds like you're pushing actual, literal pee as a drug. Like, what? Hell, even on the more introspective songs, Gunna sometimes manages to ruin the mood by talking about how awesome he is in the middle of them. Especially on the song Die Alone, which is ruined by both that and a Chris Brown feature. And speaking of features on this album that should never have happened, Kodak Black sounds absolutely terrible on the song How You Did That. Seriously, Gunna, if you're gonna recruit rapists and abusers for your songs, first of all, don't. But if you're going to do it, the least you can do is recruit talented ones. As for Gunna's delivery, it's nowhere near as monotonous and lacking in personality as many of my fellow critics make it out to be. He actually does switch up his flow a little bit on songs like Thought I Was Playing. However, on songs where he's trying to be intimidating, like the aforementioned Thought I Was Playing, yeah, Gunna cannot pull that off. In fact, he gets shown up on that song by 21 Savage, who actually has a pretty good verse. In fact, I'd say that's my major problem with this album. Every song has at least one great element, but there's also a few other elements that kinda drag them down a little bit. With the exception of Livin' Wild, that is. A song might have a good beat, but Gunna's delivery or lyrics always end up ruining it. Also, songs like Too Easy have good beats, but they end up sounding way too similar to everything else on this album. And You and Me also has a cool beat, but it ends up being ruined by being a standard Thugs Need Love 2 song. Even Pushin' P, my favorite song on the album, is ruined by the aforementioned stupid lyrics. As for the album as a whole, it's okay. It has several good but not great songs, as well as a couple of great ones in the form of Pushin' P and Livin' Wild. The beats, in particular, are mostly incredible. However, there are a number of weak deliveries, boring songs, and stupid lyrics that keep holding it back. It's not a great album, but I do give it a 6 out of 10, and a recommendation if you're a fan of trap rap. If you're into the genre, you'll probably like this. If you're not into the genre, this probably won't change your mind. But at least it's something for the fans. And that's my video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Morgan the Rebellious Reviewer, and I'm out.